Fine, good morning to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and you all are doing well. I hope by God's grace you all are safe. So pray to God for your health, your studies, each and everything. Okay students? So warm greetings to you all. Welcome to our today's online class students. So this period is for computer science. So now we are studying about chapter 4, isn't it? So what's the title of your chapter students? Theoretical concepts of operating system. So before I am going to take about today's portion, so just recall what are things I have taught at the last class. Okay. So what are things you have studied in the last class? Just recall students. So what are things you have studied? What do you mean by operating system? Then what do you mean by software? Then types of software. What are the two types of software? Application software, system software. Isn't it? So this much of things you have studied. So and also I asked you to study. So what define software? Then types of software. Then define application software. Then define system software. Then define the uses of operating system. So this much of questions I asked you to study. So have you all studied that question students? Have you all studied or not? Okay. Please study daily portions, okay students? Don't waste time. So today we are going to study about types of operating system. Okay. So operating system already have studied. So operating system is a platform. So it's a platform to provide all the applications or what are the softwares you have installed. So it provide the interaction between the user as well as the particular software to the computer or hardware or the user to the computer. Okay. So how they are classifying this operating system? Okay, so how they are classifying this operating system is based on their processing capabilities. That means how much process particular operating system will have. For example, so your class considered nearly 50 students will be there. Okay, so whether all the students will study in same category? No, isn't it? So some students will study much. That means some students will score always 90 marks for all the exam. Some students will score 60 marks for all the exam. Some students will score 40 marks for so based on that they will categorize, isn't it? So this is a ascendant scoring student. So this is average student. This is medium average. This is low, isn't it? So based on your studying capacity they are categorizing. Same way. So how they are categorizing mean based on their speed, that is processing, how much the operating system will process. Based on that processing capabilities they are going to classify the operating system. Understood? So first type of operating system is single user operating system. Okay. So what's the first type of operating system? Single user operating system. So name itself having single user. Okay, so single user means so that operating system always will allow only one user at a time. Understood? So single user operating system means that operating system always will allow what? Only one user. Okay, so the single user, see that picture. So that single user can perform only particular task. That means particular a single task at a time. Only one task at a time. Okay, so that is called what? Single user operating system. So what's the best example means MS-DOS. So in olden days they will use this kind of operating system. What's the example? MS-DOS is example for what? Single user and single task operating system. Okay, single user means only one user. Single task means at a time you can able to use done only one task. Understood? So what do you mean by single user operating system? So operating system will have only one user to perform a task. Okay. So it is called what? Single user and single task operating system. So which is the best example? So MS-DOS is the best example. Okay. So types of operating system question is very important. Okay. So next one is multi-user operating system. So name itself having multi-user. So single user means name itself only one user. Multi-user means more number of user. Okay, so this kind of operating system is used in what? Most of the computers and laptops. So what's the meaning mean? So it will allow same thing to access multiple users at the same time. For example, see the picture. Have you seen at center? Have you seen? So at the center portion, one computer is there, isn't it? So that one we are calling as a server. So here they are storing some details. Okay, here you are storing some details. Okay, for example, consider our school system. Okay, so school system, school server you consider. So consider office, you are going to pay the fees. Okay, so here listen, consider here how many systems are there? Totally 6. So consider 6 students are going to pay the fees. So first roll number is standing in the near to the first system. Second roll number is standing. Then third roll number, fourth. Likewise, sixth roll number is standing near to the 6 systems. Okay. So listen. So once you are paying the fees, what are the details you will say to your that office staff? Your name, your roll number, isn't it? So once you are saying your name and your roll number, your name will be and your details will be displayed in this system. So second student will say the second student roll number and name. So second student details will be displayed in the second system. So how it is possible? Likewise, 6 students are sitting or standing in the 6 systems or getting the different information. How? Because all your details are stored in what? One system called server. So from the server at a time, same time only you are going to pay the fees, maybe interval time. At the same time you can able to access in more number of systems. That is called what? Multi-user operating system. Understood what I mean multi-user operating system? So it is what's the meaning? So same data and same applications you are going to access by multiple users. Okay, so more number of users you are going to access at the same time. That is called what? Multi-user operating system. Okay, so using this operating system, you can also able to communicate with each other. So you can able to share your detail. For example, if Facebook you are using. Okay, so at the same time, your friends so you saying the Facebook at the same time or WhatsApp. So through that you can able to share your information, details, everything. Isn't it? So what are the examples of multi-user means? Windows, Linux, Unix. Okay. So operating system. What are the examples of multi-user operating system? Windows, Linux and Unix. Understood? So these 2 types of operating systems are very, very important question. Now what are the 2 types? Single user and multi-user. Okay. So next one is the key features of operating system. So what are the key features or main important features of operating system? Okay. What are the important features? User interface, file management, memory management, fault tolerance, process management, security management. So next you are going to study each and everything in detail. So what are the key features of operating system? User interface, file management, memory management, fault tolerance, process management and security management. Okay. So first one is the user interface. Okay, what's the first thing? User interface. Name itself having interface. What do you mean by interface? Interface means some intermediary person. So or interaction. So now you are going to interact with your computer or you are going to interact with your tab or you are going to interact with your mobile phone or you are going to interact with your laptops. Okay, so user interface. You are going to interact with some electronic device. Maybe it's a laptop or tablet or computer or whatever maybe. Okay, so once you are interacting with a particular device, which is the main thing means graphical user interface, that is called GUI. Okay, GUI. So nowadays, before olden days, if you have seen means there is no touch mobile phones, isn't it? Only using the buttons you need to press and do all these operations. But nowadays, each and everything you can do by your touching the screens. That's also one kind of user interface. Okay, so likewise, so GUI means graphical user interface. So it is a kind of window based system. Okay, GUI is a kind of one window based system. Okay, so using that I will show one example in the next slide. From that you can able to understand. Okay, so from that directly you can able to choose your details, input and output things using menus, using selections. Best example, you are going to apply one online form. That's the best one. You are going to apply one online form. So what are the details you can give? You can able to type your mobile number, your name, your address, then gender, etc, etc, isn't it? So for example, you are going to register particular group detail. So once you are going to register your group detail for 11 or higher studies, So they will display lot of group detail. From there you will select anyone, isn't it? So make selection. So this kind of interaction will makes you to select easier. So and also if you are seeing the websites means, so online application websites or anything if you are seeing means, so each and every websites are look what? Very attractive. So they will give vibrant colors. Vibrant colors means different attractive colors. So by seeing that itself, so now if you are using, for example, you are going to type something in Google or something, you are searching anything. Okay. So at that time, at the side, they will give lot of ads. So by seeing the ads itself, you will open that ads. How? By seeing the attractive colors, then their products, etc. etc. So likewise nowadays using this user interaction or user interact, so each and everything they are giving in what? Vibrant colors. Okay, so Linux, in using Linux distribution operating system, that is Linux operating system also used on this graphical user interface based operating system. Understood? So what's the use of user interface? So user interface can make what? Interaction with your computer. Okay, so if you are going to do something in the laptops or tablets or anything, so which is the required things to interact with the graphical user interface. So it is a window based system. You can able to select it. That means it's a pointing device. You can able to select lot of menus or keyboards. You can select using keyboards or anything. So each and everything will looks like what? Very attractive colors. So nowadays Linux distribution is also what? Using GUI based operating system. Okay. See, so this is the best example for one online application form. This is one of the user interaction. Okay. See, so first you can see. So here they are giving credit card type. So here they are given 3 options. That's a pointing device. Using this is a pointing device. That's a mouse pointer. Using this pointing device, you can able to select anyone. So here credit card you can able to type. Here also you can able to select. Okay. So like here you can able to type your detail. Likewise using this input device. So keyboard you can able to type, and using this pointer you can select. So this is called what? Using the window based pointing device, and also you can able to select or anything. Understood? This is called what? User interface. Understood? Okay. So, what are the important key points you need to be consider while you are designing the particular application? Okay. So, what are the important key points? You are going to note it down once you are going to design an application. Okay. So you are doing this websites, or you are going to use this kind of user interaction, or you are going to fill online forms or application forms. So it will make you to think, so you are expertise for a longer time. Okay. So nowadays anyone can able to apply this online form easier, isn't it? So that much interaction is there, isn't it? User interaction. So likewise, so if you are using this graphical user interface, it will make the particular user to think, so expertise, or the particular person will be expertise for a longer time. Okay, so if that's the first point. Then second point, if you are designing some that websites or anything on online forms or anything, so that will satisfy the customer. Okay, so for example, you are going to buy one online products. By seeing that online products or seeing the picture, you are going to buy the product. So once you are receiving the product, what you will think? So what's your expectation? The same expectation needs to be there in the product. Then you will be happy, isn't it? Same way. So if you are designing some user interface or interaction, so that based on your needs, it will needs to be satisfied. Understood? That's the second point. Then third one. Third thing is, should save users precious time. So once you are developing websites or columns or anything, so that will save your time. Okay. For example, so address and all you need to type. So easily you can able to select something. So instead of selecting, you need to type all the things whether you will prefer. No, that's a time consumption. So if you are creating some user interface something, so it needs to be saved particular precious time. That means users precious time. Okay. So the what's the main aim means whatever you are designing, that will need to satisfy your customer needs. Okay. So and also if you are filling the application form, so manually you are going to fill some application forms or anything. So surely you will make lot of mistakes, isn't it? But so like online application, so you are going to fill, or user interactive forms you are going to fill in, so it will reduce the number of errors. Understood? So what are the points need to be considered while you are designing user interface? First, it will makes the user to think your expertise for a longer time. Then it will think it should satisfy the customer. So once you are designing means always it should be satisfy the customer based on their needs. Okay. So next one is it will save the user's precious time. So next one is so always so it will satisfy the customer needs. The next one is so it will reduce the maximum number of errors committed by the user. Understood? Okay. Then what's the second key features of operating system? Memory management. Okay, so what's the use of memory? Memory is always used to store something. Files or data or videos, audios or anything. Okay, so memory is always used to store what? Some files in the space, isn't it? So memory management. So already memory is there. So now you are going to manage your memory. What do you mean by memory management then? So already memory is there. You are not going to wasting the memory space. So you are going to save your memory space by saving the files in particular blocks. Understood what do you mean memory management? Already memory is there. So in that memory you are not going to waste by saving the files in the memory, but you are going to save the file space in the memory by saving the files in the blocks. Okay, so what's important concept they are going to implement here means assigning memory block. So you are going to assign memory blocks for each and everything. So this block is allocated to save this file. The next block is allocated to save this file. For example, our school 3 blocks are there, isn't it? KG block, then a new block, round block, isn't it? Main block. So likewise, each and every block, particular grade students will be there. Same way, memory also, they are splitting or allocating some memory blocks to save on some programs. So overall computer memory will be there. So to improve the performance of the computer, you are going to allocate on some memory blocks. Okay. So based on the user needs, each and individual program, they are going to allocate on some individual. That means separate blocks. So what's the main aim of the memory management mean? So you need to save the memory as well as you need to improve the speed of the computer. Understood? So as well as you need to you need to improve the memory of the that is speed of the computer as well as you need to improve the performance of the computer. Okay. So in the memory management, what's the role of operating system? So the operating system is going to done some role in memory management. Okay. So what are the things is done by this operating system for providing memory management? First, it will give the details of memory, lot of space and lot of portions will be there. So first it will give the information or detail about which portion or which part of the memory you are currently using. Okay, what's the first thing? So operating system will give the details on now you are going to use which part of the memory. For example, in your mobile phone memory is there, SD card is there. So while you are saving some file and if you are seeing the properties means it will display. So this date you are saving the file in this memory. So this file will took this much of space. Same way this operating system will display which portion of memory you are currently using. So remaining how much space will be there. Okay. So and also it will say which of the data. So sometimes memory is full means. So this operating system will say this kind of the memory is going to full. So you are going to move some data to the some other memories or you are going to delete some files in the memory. Okay, so allocation and deallocation. So allocation means you are going to include some files or you are going to copy some files in the memory. That is called you are going to occupying some space in the memory. So deallocation means so you are going to deleting some files and making the space of the memory as a free. Okay, so based on your wish you are going to include or copy or made some files in the memory. That's called allocation. So deallocation means if you are not needed that file you are going to delete and making the spaces empty. So our particular blocks will be made as empty. Okay, so all the things you are going to store in main memory. So this allocation and deallocation of memory blocks you are called as what? Garbage collection. Very important question. What do you mean by garbage collection? So allocation and deallocation of memory blocks in the main memory, that is called what? Garbage collection. Understood? Okay. So what are things you have studied? So what's the operating system main role? Sorry students. So what's the operating system main role in memory management? So in this memory management, this operating system will which portion of the memory you are using, then it will determine which process you need to move out of the memory, which will be the then allocation and deallocation of memory. That is called what? Garbage collection. Okay. So sorry for the disturbance in between students. Okay. So the today what are things you have studied? Key features you have studied, then user interface you have studied, then this memory management. So this and all questions are very important, and also types of operating system. What are they? Single user and multi-user. Please after completion of this session, you should study all these questions. Okay. Take care students. Thank you.